Hey, APUSH students, I'm Ms. Ziegler, the Time Machine teacher, and in this series we will be covering the Amazing Review Race to a 5 APUSH style. That's right, I will be doing a video every week prior to the exam, and guess what? We only have 7 weeks before your AP exam, so we are going to start reviewing right now. Okay, before we get started, I just want to review the basics of your exam. You will have 55 minutes for 55 questions, just like you had on the AP World History exam. That's not very long, remember, so we need to make sure that we're reading quickly. Don't labor over any of the answers. Just pick an answer, go with your gut feeling, and keep rolling, because you don't have time to sit there and labor over those answers. Also, make sure that if you're running out of time, that you fill in and guess the answers, because remember, you don't get deducted points if you get the answer wrong. The multiple choice is 40% of your score. Then you're going to have 4 short answers. You have to write 3. That's 20% of your score. After that, you'll get a short break, and then you'll be doing your DBQ and your LEQ. I will do some more videos to help you with those in the weeks to come, but right now, look at the different time periods that you need to be reviewing for this exam. Okay, so you have 9 time periods that this exam is going to be covering. I made myself a little cheat sheet because there are so many. So the first time period is 1491 to 1607. That's only 5%, but it is the foundation, so it's important to review. Also, we have time periods 2, 3, 4, and 5. That is from 1607 to 1877. That's 45% of the exam. And then we have time periods 6 through 8, which is 1865 to 1980, and that's 45% of the exam. And last but not least, we have 1980 to present. That's also only 5% of the exam, but still important to review. So we have a lot to cover and only 7 weeks to do it, but don't you worry, I will be with you every step of the way. So let's get started. In the link below, I have placed a document that will help you do the Amazing Review Race to a 5. It's just for you, so you can download that and kind of follow along. The first thing that you're going to want to do is take notes on this video. This video will cover from 1491 to 1754, so make sure you're taking notes on that. The next thing you need to do is make flashcards over the key concepts that I provided for you in that document linked below. You can do that on Quizlet or the old-fashioned way on actual paper flashcards. That's right, when I'm studying, I have paper flashcards everywhere. They are the best. So make sure you do that. The next thing you're going to do is a change in continuity chart over this time period. We'll talk about that a little bit in this video. And then you are also going to be doing some practice questions. You need to look in your textbook for those practice questions. I will also see if I can link some down in the comments below. That will help you with this time period and practicing it. Okay, so we're going to start with the pre-Columbian era. This is when Native Americans were in North and South America. Some important things to note here would be Native American tribes such as the Aztecs and the Mayans. Specifically in the United States, where there were the Pueblo people in the southwest region of the United States and the Chinook people in the Pacific Northwest area of the United States. We also had several different tribes over on the East Coast, which those are the tribes that will come in contact with the colonists first, obviously, because that's the first place that the colonists are going to land. The founding of the New World promotes global dominance, or rather the competition for global dominance. So we see 4 major powers coming to the New World. We have the Spanish, we have the English, the French, and the Dutch. The Spanish come to the New World as conquistadors, or conquerors, and their goal is to use the encomienda system, which was basically power given to them by the king to have the authority over a certain number of natives. Their job was to protect the natives and to convert them to Catholicism. In exchange, the natives were to work for them. This was basically a form of slavery. And this is how the Spanish maintained their large plantations, as well as mining for silver in South America. When the English came over, they came to colonize. They did this through what was called joint stock companies, which was basically investors investing in colonizing the New World. Roanoke was the first English colony in 1587, and it will be known as the Lost Colony because when they went back for supplies to Europe, some of the colonists stayed behind, and upon their return, the colonists were gone. They had no idea where they went, and historians are still trying to figure out exactly what happened. There is some theories that they went to live with the Native American tribe that was close by the colony because of not being able to make it on their own. That's most likely what historians think happened, but they're still not sure exactly what happened. And then in 1607, Jamestown was founded. This colony was a joint stock company in order to grow cash crops and find gold. Unfortunately, in the very beginning, these colonists spent way too much time looking for gold instead of growing crops, and they depended a lot on the Native Americans to support them. Because of European superiority, they felt like it was the Native Americans' job to provide food for them. However, the Native Americans didn't always agree, so the tension between the Native Americans and the Jamestown colonists was great. There were several times that battles broke out between them. When Captain John Smith was in charge of the colony, relationship between them and the Native Americans was pretty good. However, when he was wounded and sent back to England, things got bad again. And because the Native Americans refused to give the colonists any food, there was a time called the starvation time. During this time, they turned to cannibalism quite a bit to try to survive, except for the fact that finally an English ship arrived with more supplies. Another hero in this colony is John Wolfe. He will eventually marry Pocahontas, who was the daughter of the Native American chieftain, Powhatan, and that helps the relationship between the tribe and the Jamestown colonists, as well as he